What is up, Two Dudes Wolfpack? It is WWE Thursday special edition. Yeah, man, it's been good and everything's been fun. And as always, I am the dude of Wrestle Talk, Mr. MWO. And with me, as always, is
the honorary dude of Wrestle Talk, Mr. Shooting Star Press, and we are a day late, but we're not a dollar short. That's for sure. We're this is going to be the best episode we've ever put together. So we just had to make everybody wait.
I agree. That's why we were like, yesterday it doesn't deserve a Wednesday. This is Thursday, like worth right here, like that Thursday before your long President's Day weekend. Because I know you all are off tomorrow and Monday, just like me, because we're all educators, so we all get random days off for fun. Right? No, just me. No, just me.
Yeah, I have to work tomorrow. I got to work on Monday. Yeah, we don't celebrate President's Day.
Who cares about those presidents?
I know.
Wrestling guy. All right. See, I wasn't sure if we were going to get anybody on here. People are like, "Where were you?" I was just telling my boy, Mr. Shooting Star Press, that I was a little sad that we didn't get anybody. Like, where were you guys yesterday? I'm like, did nobody notice? People are just like, we're catching up on old ones, but we did gain more followers, which was funny. So I guess maybe if we're gone, then people want us. They just don't care if we don't have an episode. They just,
if you love something, you set it free. You know,
if
you come back, it's meant to be.
For sure.
Yeah, we're entering. This is our 10th week of this.
Holy cow!
Tomorrow, when we do AEW Friday, it's going to be episode 20. So it's crazy to think that we have done this for 10 weeks. So man, it's been a fun ride. So far.
It has. And we do officially have announcements that Mr. Shooting Star Press is coming to the greatest state in this country, California, to the greatest city in the world, Los Angeles.
Yes, sir.
To come visit Mr. MWO,
the greatest dude of Wrestle Talk,
right? The greatest dude in the country, coming to maybe the universe, coming to Wrestlemania, and we are going to be. Hopefully, we will get a live podcast together. Obviously, we will be shooting TikToks the entire time. Hopefully, meeting other creators if we can. If there's creators out there, I think it would be dope. But there will be special live editions of Two Dudes with Attitudes from Mania. Shooting Star Press even wants me to throw a table into my Tesla and bring it to Mania and just post it up and like shoot an unauthorized.
Act like we're supposed to be there. You know, just do a podcast from outside the arena. Hopefully our laptop batteries don't die because I doubt we'll have chargers and stuff. So
I will plug in. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll find a way. But yeah, I think we should do, Super Bowl, they have like Radio Row and all that stuff for the media. That's what we should do. We should just park a table in front of the SoFi Stadium and just, do the podcast and act like we're supposed to be there.
Yeah, right. We're just like, hello. Hey. Yeah, we'll wear suits. I'll have all my stuff under it that I could just like rip off before we go into the event.
Mr. Levesque, he invited us. we're guests of what is it? HHH?
Yeah, I think that's his name. I don't know. We're just regular radio folk. Or the good thing is that SoFi is right behind the Forum. So we could like probably post a little bit off too and have the whole SoFi behind us and just shoot randomly. Cool. That no one could bother us there. I'm like, this is the sidewalk. We can do what we want here. But we will figure it out. But we're excited. We will be going to NXT Stand and Deliver. We will be going to both nights of Mania, and we will be going to Monday Night Raw. Sorry, people, no SmackDown. That's my daughter's birthday. I'll be at Disneyland, so poor Shooting Star Press won't be able to. I held him out of one of them, but 4 ain't bad, man. That's going to be a busy weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, and I can't wait. This is the first WrestleMania I've ever been to, and a lot of people are sleeping on this Mania. There's a lot of people out there that are talking about WrestleMania 40 and how epic that's going to be. And I have no doubt it's going to be epic, but I think this one's going to be off the chains. We could see the end of an era with Roman. We could see, a lot of celebrities like The Rock or Austin. We may get Shawn Michaels. With all the stuff going on. So there's a lot of cool stuff at this WrestleMania, and
I agree.
I can't wait for it. I really can't.
I agree, and I think and is there anything better than a night after Raw? Or a night after Raw after? I mean, it's like that's literally the greatest thing in the world. I'm excited for that. You guys going to sit together. So we had purchased tickets beforehand, and the person I was going to go with just ended up not being able to go. And then me and Wrestling Guy figured out Wrestling Guy. I'm reading his thing. Me and Shooting Star Press. I'm so old. Me and Shooting Star Press figured out the rest. So yes, we are going to be just him and I sitting right next to each other every single time. So
maybe we can go live on the TikToks and show people our seats, get the binoculars out.
Yeah, we won't need them. SoFi's their TVs are huge, and SoFi is big. Every Rams game I've gone to, I've either sat 500s or 400s, and I've seen the whole game. And I know the game is bigger than like the stadium. The field's bigger than like a ring, but I don't think it's gonna be like that. I don't think we're not gonna be able to see. We'll be able to see. We're just not gonna be able to like smell Seth Rollins' breath or his sweat or anything like that.
Yeah. Oh, I may have to go down for when Rhea Ripley comes out.
We can do what we want. So we'll walk down, and trust me, I will have many of beers in me. So we will be able to. Do you not remember my AEW Dynamite Live?
I remember. Yeah.
I don't mess around, bro. We're gonna be there. It's gonna be fun. Just make sure to bring your wallet, because at SoFi each beer is about $18. So
of course,
give or take.
Wouldn't expect anything less.
Especially when you get that souvenir WrestleMania cup. So I mean,
of course.
But anyway, I think it's time to get going, huh? Oh, what's this? Wrestling Guy, you probably still smell Otis's breath. Oh, poor
with that
Otis.
mustard in the hot dog. Yeah. Gross.
That's funny.
But yeah,
all right.
WrestleMania, it's gonna be fun. Can't wait.
We are excited.
Yeah.
We are excited, oh, man. And the best part is too, is that we finally get to meet each other.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's weird to have somebody so close to you and you feel like you're best friends, but you've never met. So it's nice. I'm not trying to get cheesy or weird, but you know what I mean? It's like,
if this app brings us together, then it was all worth it in the end.
Exactly. And everyone remember too, just in case me and my family go missing during WrestleMania weekend, it was Shooting Star Press. So
and if I happen to go missing during WrestleMania, it was my wrestling opinion that he did it.
Dang it, why'd I ever put my real name on here? All right. It would just
that's why, because I knew I was going to Mania. I was like, you're putting your name out there so everyone can see it.
No more hiding from you, MWO. All right. Let's get it going with the WWE Week in Review. We're going to start off with some SmackDown action. SmackDown. There was a lot that went on SmackDown. I feel like there's going to be a lot going on for the rest of the way. It is WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania. But I want to start off, and we're going to cover this all, Shooting Star Press. We're going to cover everything Bloodline and Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn's not in the Bloodline anymore. So, but everything that happened. So we start off with Paul Heyman walking out with both belts, I might add. And I had talked about this beforehand, but I do think it was really funny that Paul Heyman had Roman Reigns championships and Roman Reigns wasn't there. Like, does Paul Heyman always have them? Does he just like hold them for him? B, does Roman Reigns he's had the belts for so long now that he's like doesn't care and he's over it, so you could just have them? Was Paul just trying to prove a point, so he borrowed them? Are these other belts? Has Roman is it like the UFC where every time you defend a championship, you get a new one? Does he have like 50 of them in his house? I don't know what's going on, but either way, Paul Heyman walked out like he was the undisputed Universal Champion. And during his promo, out came Sami Zayn again. They had a great moment together, another great promos delivered. And I feel bad for Paul. I feel like every week Paul comes out, now he's getting confronted by somebody who's going to be wrestling Roman Reigns. But every time Paul Heyman, Sami Zayn, or Cody Rhodes, which we'll get into on Raw as well, are in the ring hyping up this match, it has been gold. And I have to say, and we'll get into the Usos and everything else, but just when you think this Bloodline segment has kind of hit where it's going, like maybe this is the peak, where are we going to go after this? Okay, is Jay going to do this? It gets better and better and better. And we'll go into Raw as well, but the Jay thing was good as well. So basically the whole night they're asking, Jimmy's calling him, hey brother, give me a call, man. What's going on? And Jimmy's worried, which is making us believe that Jimmy and Jay have not been communicating, and he honestly doesn't know what's going on. The match is starting, and the announcer, instead of just saying like the Usos, even she's feeding into it where she's like, and one person of the Usos, Jimmy, will be wrestling tonight. Like even she was like just say the Usos.
Yeah.
Like people have done that a lot where like their partner doesn't show up. They don't just name one person. It was weird. And then all of a sudden you hear the crowd erupt, and here comes Jay Uso from the crowd. So I don't know if he was just like there taking a piss, buying a hot dog, maybe having a brewski, but he decided.
The merch table.
Yeah, maybe
the merch. Those lines can be long at the merch table. You know?
They can. Maybe he was
like 3/4 of the show sometimes.
He was just buying that new Sami Zayn t-shirt. I don't know what he was doing. Yeah. Or that new Roman one with Paul Heyman. So he comes down, and you think like, okay, we're going to build a little bit of tension here. What's going to happen? No, they instantly like hug, and I think Jimmy holds him up like Dirty Dancing. They have a huge moment, and then they defend their tag titles as they should have. After the match, they're kind of walking backstage, and Jimmy's like, yo, we're going to go do this, that. And Jay's like, no, man, I'm going to go walk around. Doesn't really say, he's just like, I need like some peace. So they hug, they love each other because he loves his twin, but he's still not obviously sure. As he's walking around backstage, Sami Zayn, I don't know if he has him like on his Apple location or whatever, but because Jay was like just like walking the back. I always like when they walk the back docks where they load everything. Like, why are you back there? Like you can't just like like just thinking about his life choices. I don't know what's going on, but he was walking in the docks, and there's Sami Zayn like a murderer like waiting for him. And cuts another. I mean, Sami has always been great on the mic, but these segments that he's been doing have been dynamite. And basically he tells him, you know, thank you, yada yada, I appreciate you. And then when Jay's kind of like doing that whole like not looking at him thing that he's been doing, he basically says, and I acknowledge you. And you can tell Jay got off on that a little bit. He kind of smirked and like looked at him and then looked away. And then Sami did like the give me a dap, bro. And Jay didn't want to. And then he dapped him, but he did kind of like dap him into him. So it was like a yes, thank you. But at the same time, I'm not sure. It was well done. And then he walks away. So later on, we end it with Paul kind of confronting Jimmy. Where's your brother? What's going on? Yada, yada, yada. Jimmy is like, I don't know. And then Paul Heyman tells him the tribal chief does not want you guys in Montreal. Obviously, we know why, but he doesn't want him in Montreal, and that was really it, man. So, I mean, I don't know if I missed anything, but what did you think about this shooting star? Was it as good as I'm making it out to be? I mean, it carried out through the whole show, which was good.
Yeah, I thought it was all fantastic. I thought it was all well done. I love that Sami Zayn interrupted Paul Heyman after Paul Heyman had just said Sami Zayn is not here tonight. Everybody, I hate to break it to you. I love how they're handling everything. I do want there to be one more like encounter with Roman and Sami, and hopefully we'll get that tomorrow night on SmackDown on the Go Home show. Because I think Roman and Sami they had the first week of Elimination Chamber build, and then they haven't had anything since. But I think everything is leading. It's all telling the story, right? And the question is where's it going to go? You know, are the Usos going to? Is Jay going to betray Sami at Elimination Chamber? What's next for the Usos? Is Roman going to punish them? Why is he telling them not to come to Montreal next week? The reason was because you can see things on TV watching at home that you can't really see when you're in the arena, aka he saw Jay and Sami talking and giving him the fist bump. He saw Jimmy lie to the wise man about Jay's, I guess, status within the bloodline. And so does he make the match at WrestleMania between the Usos and KO and Sami for the tag titles to test their loyalty, to punish them and there is no betrayal, and it's just an awkward, there's a hot tag in that match, and Sami and Jay have to go at it or something. Who knows?
I like that.
There's a lot of different angles that this story can go, and just when you think you have it figured out, they go in a completely different direction. And I think it's phenomenal. I think it's been great stuff.
I agree. Now, let me ask you a question, because you brought up the camera thing, and I didn't want to bring it up. I'm glad you did. Are we supposed to be in the belief that the rest, like the cameras aren't there? because I've always wondered that, because it's not like they never acknowledge. They did once in AEW, like where Keith Lee and Swerve, and Keith Lee was like, "Who was the cameraman?" Like, and then we never found out. But it was always like, you don't like, are we supposed to be, because it's a show and it's blah blah blah? Are we supposed to think like it isn't there? Like, is Roman gonna say like, look, like, because there was a thing that happened too a little while back, and it was on TikTok where, like, was it Jimmy or Jay? I forgot. And they like met John Cena backstage, and they like high-fived and hugged and then left, and everybody was like, "Oh, Roman's gonna find out." And then it was never brought up again. Like, are we in the disbelief? Are we because it is entertainment, right? Are we supposed to like everything's not real, right? So, or is this going to be brought up? Like, what do you think? Because I mean, Jay was staring directly at, like, the camera had to have been 3 inches from his face. It's not like,
I've always wondered that too. And like, I don't know. I think we are supposed to suspend the disbelief. I think we're supposed to pretend that the cameras aren't there. But at the same time, they show wrestlers watching matches backstage all the time. And they show, so if they're watching the matches, they're probably just watching what's on Fox, and they see the backstage stuff. So I have no idea. I mean, like, a few weeks ago, Roman and Sammy were watching pretty much the entire episode of SmackDown backstage with popcorn. And, and they were, sharing popcorn buckets and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do, but it is funny.
But when that was on, it wasn't like they were watching themselves. The match was still on their TV. So do wrestlers have like a different like channel? Yeah. Do they not get the backstage segments? Like Triple H is like, no.
They have the rabbit ears in the back. Yeah, trying to get the tinfoil to get it to work. And
all they get, their USA Network only shows the matches, nothing that happens backstage. No. So, but they'll hear like promos and stuff, because like when someone cuts a promo, like they hear that, like they'll respond to that kind of stuff.
If somebody calls them out from the backstage, all of a sudden their music hits and they come running down to the ring. So as we saw on Monday night when Sami Zayn called out Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes he had to have been watching that, and he came running to the ring. So I don't know. I do think it is a fascinating point, and it's always something I've wondered. But yeah, I do think we're supposed to suspend that disbelief. But who knows?
I agree. All right. So what's cooking on your end?
Man, Madcap Moss. Madcap Moss is the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship, and that match is going to take place on SmackDown this Friday. And I don't know. I don't have a problem with Madcap Moss. I don't have a problem with the match. I don't have a problem with the outcome or anything.
Okay.
I had a problem that was the main event. I feel like, and we talked about this offline before, but I feel like the Usos match should have closed the show. And I feel like they could have told us the same story somehow, but still close the show. I know that, the whole point was to further the story, further the divide of the bloodline with Jimmy and Jay and Roman punishing them, and Jimmy lying to the wise man, Sammy and Jay's moment backstage. But the question of the night and the question of the week was, will Jay be there? Will Jay be there? Will Jay be there? And you answered that question like 20, 30 minutes into the show, as opposed to the question of the night was not who's going to win the number one contendership for the Intercontinental Championship. It was not, to me, I don't know. I just feel like that the tag title match should have closed the show, especially since it was a championship match and it's probably the biggest storyline. But no, I thought it was a good main event between Moss, Mysterio, Escobar, and Karrion Kross. And I guess if Rey Mysterio wasn't going to win, then I guess Madcap Moss was the most logical answer, because Karrion Kross doesn't really do it for me. I don't know what Escobar is doing in the IC title picture. Yeah. And in Rey Mysterio, yet again, there was no follow up on the beatdown at the Royal Rumble from the Judgment Day. He's still just doing his thing and still competing in matches, and he's still feuding with Karrion Kross apparently, and he's not even bringing up the fact that Dom and Rhea and Finn and Damian Priest beat him up at the at the Royal Rumble. So I don't know. I just feel like And it was a nice touch having the Imperium in the crowd too. I like that. You know, when they were watching the match, similar to how MJF was doing for the first part of his title run.
Yeah.
With the Moxley stuff. But I don't know, man. I just Madcap. Like I'm glad he's getting a push, but he's not going to beat. He has no chance of beating Gunther. So
Yeah,
I don't understand why that. That's why I don't think the match should have closed the show. It's not like he has a chance of beating Gunther and dethroning the, one of the biggest stars in the WWE right now, or one of the rising stars in the WWE, and taking the IC title off of him. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll find out tomorrow. Maybe the Madcap will pull off a miracle and do it, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I think, well, for one, Madcap, as soon as I saw his new trunks, I was like, oh, he's winning. I mean, his trunks were nothing to write home about. Wrestling guy says Madcap will be the one to dethrone Roman. No. Well, I mean, when you get new trunks, my man, it will be game time. It is game. That would be like, like the Acclaim losing to the Gun Club. Oh, so anyway, they boom, pop. I knew, because Karrion Kross, obviously, I think, is the biggest star out of that match in a sense. I mean, he's bigger than Escobar, Madcap. I mean, obviously not Rey Mysterio, but at this moment. But you can't have two. They were going to have two heels wrestle each other, and I don't think Gunther's about to lose the belt on a SmackDown. So why have him lose to Karrion Kross? And Kross is probably going to be wrestling Rey at Elimination Chamber, hopefully, because, oh, no, that's now. I don't think so. They better not have them wrestle at Mania, because that needs to be Dom and Rey. But
yeah, I agree.
Either way, I wasn't mad about him winning, because Gunther needs competition. Madcap is perfect because he's figuring himself out, and he'll lose and probably have a competitive match, and Emma will rub his back afterwards, and then they'll feel good about each other. But the ending, though, I do agree with you. I mean, I think they couldn't end with the Usos tag match because they wanted to have the stuff afterwards. So they needed the J, and
I get that.
I think that's why they did that. I get why it should have closed. Or even at least the segment did close it right after the match. Didn't Paul Heyman end it with the the only
backstage segment.
The thing is, though, with the main event, you have Madcap doing it because he's not going anywhere. It's not like now this is like Madcap is going to dethrone. Like, this is like, no, he just won the match so he can lose next week. So I mean, not much to write home, but what can you do? What can you do? But yeah, Madcap winning, it is what it is. He's going to lose to Gunther next week. Hopefully he's ready to have his chest get pounded because Gunther's going to do that. And his trunks were really mediocre. I was hoping they'd be a little bit better. Like, we'd get something fancy. They just basically added some like color streams to it. He was like, obviously Emma did that for him. So she was like, I got it. Yay. And what's with Emma? We need to establish her. But I want to talk about, speaking of great things, the great Ronda Rousey returned, huh? Woo, woo, woo. Oh, same time. Natalia is having a thing with Shayna, and out comes Ronda Rousey, and we're right back to where we were. I thought it was a little weird. Like, you want to talk about Rey Mysterio, never having any kind of care. I guess since he's already won a Rumble, he doesn't care to at least be a little upset. Like, they did take away your title chance. He seems to not give two shits. But Ronda didn't. She loses the belt and doesn't show up for a month, and now she's back, and she's just like, all right, Shayna, now let's tag team Natalia, like we were doing literally before I left. Maybe they just didn't want her with the belt. And I know Ronda being at Mania will feel important, obviously, but are we really just going to get Ronda and Shayna versus Natalia and somebody else? It's kind of a weird way to use her. Like, you're bringing in Logan Paul. He's going to probably wrestle Seth Rollins. Like, that feels important. Ronda and tagging doesn't feel important, but maybe I don't know what I'm saying. Or maybe they don't have enough space for her. Or maybe they want to use Shayna and Natalia at Mania, so this is a good way. I don't know. I mean, I don't hate Ronda like everybody else does. I think her in this way, where maybe Shayna speaks and Ronda just kind of does the beatdowns with her, because in the ring she can go when she tries, and she has that fear factor. So I'm for this route if they're going to take it.
I was torn on this one because I don't know if you saw this, but it didn't look like the crowd reacted at all when Ronda Rousey came out. And, I know they want her to feel important. I know they want her to feel like a big star, but a lot of that, like the lack of crowd reaction, is WWE's own doing, because they put her in a bunch of mediocre matches, mediocre programs, and, they kind of get away from the things that make her character effective in the first place. But And then she goes away. She loses the title. She goes away for a month, and then she comes back, and she doesn't even care about the championship. It's weird. And then the weird part too was Shayna Baszler was just trash talking Ronda Rousey before Ronda Rousey came out. She was talking about how because Natalya called her like a low budget Ronda Rousey or something like that, like a wannabe Ronda Rousey, and Shayna Baszler was basically trash talking her, saying, "I'm better than Ronda Rousey. I've never lost like Ronda Rousey." Like she was basically dragging her, and then all of a sudden, Ronda comes out and helps her.
Like it was never.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, I'm gonna forget that you said anything about me, and maybe it's setting up for a program in the future. Maybe they have a match at Mania.
That's what I'm thinking.
But I don't know. And then the failed save by Shotzi at the end too.
Yeah,
like why bring people out if you're just like, I don't know.
I guess that's the tag match being set up.
Yeah. So Shotzi and Natalya against Ronda and Shayna Baszler at WrestleMania night 1 main event.
No, because you did bring up a good point. Maybe Ronda did remember what Shayna said. So maybe we are going to get them like on a SmackDown coming up after Elimination Chamber, and Ronda kind of banks Shayna, leaves her hit out to dry, loses the match, and Ronda basically says, you talk shit, me and you at Mania. Because I think her and Shayna at Mania will get a crowd reaction. I think Ronda will get booed, and I think Shayna will get cheered. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's what I've been wanting to see ever since they started partnering was Ronda against Shayna Baszler. And I was hoping it would be for the championship, the women's championship, and Shayna would finally overcome and win the title. But
Flair and Rhea is bigger, I think. So I think that was the better. Yeah,
I think that's the better choice. But this was back when Ronda was champion and Flair wasn't even there.
Yeah,
I was hoping that it would be Baszler versus Rousey for the women's championship. So yeah, it was it was a solid night. And I hope that there's a crowd reaction for them at WrestleMania, because otherwise it's a waste of a spot for someone else that could be there.
I agree.
Okay. Let's see what else happened on SmackDown. Hit Row got squashed.
So that was fun. That was fun.
I understand what they're doing with that. I don't understand. Why did you bring them? Like, why do you have them on the roster if you're just going to have them losing in a really uncompetitive match to Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, who thankfully are okay after their beatdown before the Royal Rumble to the Viking Raiders. So I'm glad that they're back.
Yeah. And the Viking Raiders, because they followed right afterwards and did like some cryptic backstage segment. Yeah, and I don't know. I'm not digging it. And if they don't win, what's the point? So if we're doing all this with the Viking Raiders and they're not going to do anything, what's the point of it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what the plans are, because none of them are on Elimination Chamber. What are their plans for Mania? What's Sheamus going to do at WrestleMania? What's Drew McIntyre going to do at WrestleMania? I think they both, after the performances they've had in 2022 and earlier in 2023, I think both of them deserve to have like a high profile singles match at WrestleMania against somebody like maybe Gunther or Austin Theory or somebody along those lines. But who knows? But I feel bad for Hit Row, because you brought them back and everyone was excited to have them back, but they were kind of missing something, and that something is in AEW right now with Swerve Strickland.
Agreed.
And I don't know how squashing them helps them at all. I don't understand it. So
that one rap they did kind of ruined them forever. They came out and rapped like a few months ago, and I don't think they ever recovered from that. It was just atrocious. But what can you do? And continuing the road to WrestleMania, it's Monday Night Raw time, baby.
That's right.
Monday Night Rollins. There it is. The Monday Night Raw recap. And man, we opened up with some things, but I want to start off with Judgment Day, only because, look who's here. Nice. What's up, Nice? What's up? One of our other biggest fans, always on here.
That's right.
So Judgment Day. So they come out, they wrestle the Street Profits, which I think are breaking up soon. And they come out and they have their match. And after the match, what do we get? We get Beth Phoenix coming out and trying to put the beat down on Dom Dom again. Wrestling guy, we will get to Super Mario Brothers. We will, don't worry. And she goes to lift up Dom Dom again, and here comes Rhea Ripley.
Mommy.
She came from the crowd. Mommy comes, banks her, puts her in her finisher, and saves Dom Dom. She then rips off her shirt and puts the beat down on her a little bit more. She looked good. It was a good vibe. I'm happy that Mommy came. It was perfect time before Valentine's Day. I'm glad we got that because I didn't want to see Beth Phoenix like dominating constantly over and over again. I am intrigued on what the heck's happening because obviously we're not getting Beth in. I know they're wrestling. I guess this is just setting up Elimination Chamber, but is that it after that? I still think it's weird that I know Finn and Edge are probably going to go at Mania. I still think it should have been Dom Dom. We could have still got Edge and Finn there anyway. But we'll go into our predictions on what's going on with that. But I did like it. And I wanted to quickly too talk about because they had their good night where Mommy got to save Dom Dom. And the next night they had a little Valentine's Day night out. And I don't know if you guys all saw it. They posted about it. Dominic Mysterio decided to take Rhea Ripley to a family restaurant that I guess they always go to. And Ray was already there. He said table for Mysterio. And she said Ray's there. And Ray, not only was, so we talked about this segment outside of it. Wrestling guy says, I got to say, Rhea's finisher looks so weak. It really does. And it did look really weak. It didn't even look like it hurt her. That's why I'm glad she put the beat down afterwards. But Dom Dom walks in talking about how, he's been making Rhea all that toilet wine. And she was like, yeah, Dom, but can we have some like regular wine today? So she's been drinking it. That's a trooper right there. And they go in and Ray is with his wife finishing up a Valentine's Day dinner, full mask. And I gotta give Rey Mysterio
he's
props that even on the most romantic night of the year or whatever, Valentine's Day for all you Hallmark holiday people, he's with his wife rocking a Rey Mysterio mask, full costume. You got to dig it. I also got to say, too, that there was no tables open for them. But in the restaurant, there was about 7 tables that were open. But either way, maybe
probably didn't have reservations.
Yeah, you had reservations only. But either way, Dom Dom and them sit there. They have a nice little dinner. And then basically Dom Dom wants the credit. He's been cut off from the credit, so he has to use a credit card. His credit card is declined. And then the Popo walk in, and Dominic freaks out and says it's a collusion, basically, that they're here to get him. So he, like, legit takes off, and Rhea's by herself. She chugs champagne, pulls out a wad of cash like she's a drug dealer, throws it on the table, takes the bottle of champagne and says, this is coming out your tip, and walks out. I thought it was a fun segment. I know it wasn't the strongest or the best one, but I thought it had its moments. And just when I thought they were done with the holidays, they came back. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. But Judgment Day, they got a new shirt too. They're doing their thing. So I'm appreciating them.
Yeah, I thought it was all good. I thought my gripe on SmackDown, though, was there was no follow-up from the beatdown that the Judgment Day gave to Ray. And instead, he's focused on Karrion Kross, and he's focused on the Intercontinental Championship match. And then at Valentine's Day, the thing we were just talking about, Dom Dom comes in and he just gets up and, okay, honey, let's go. There was no fighting back. There was no arguing. There was no, I don't know. I mean, and maybe he's playing chess while Dominic and Rhea are playing checkers, but
it seems like it.
Yeah, he's playing mind games with them. And, but I really do hope that this leads to Ray and Dom Dom at Mania. We don't need to see Ray and Karrion Kross. We need Ray and Dom Dom all day long. Even if it's not, a lot of people are saying that it should be a retirement match for Ray. I don't necessarily think so. I just think we need to see them in a match at Mania. I think it would be a cool story, and you can keep Ray around afterwards. He doesn't necessarily have to retire.
Looks like Ray will win too if they wrestle. That's what it's kind of heading to. Yeah, like Ray's going to outsmart his son. That's what it's kind of.
Yeah. He'll find a way to keep the Judgment Day from getting involved, and then, and then it'll just be a standard one-on-one match.
Yes, sir. Mr. B-roll in the house.
Yes, sir.
Survey says. That's right. All right.
All right. Let's talk about these women. Let's talk about Becky Lynch and Bayley. The opening segment with Becky Lynch in the ring. She brings out Adam Pearce. She cuts a promo, and she gives props to Lita, but we still don't really know why Lita helped her. They never really talked about it anymore, other than, hey, thanks, Lita. I know I was kind of an ass last year when I was a bad guy, but thanks for your help. I don't know why. And then that was it. And then Bianca Belair came out, or Bayley came out, and they had they continued their beef and their feud that feels like it's never ending at this point. And then Bianca Belair came out and said, hey, if you guys are talking about the champion, you need to at least come to the champion's face and say it to their face. And then all of a sudden, Adam Pearce makes a triple threat in that if Bianca or Bayley win, they get added to the women's elimination chamber to face Becky Lynch and Bayley. If they win, they get to face Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. If they win in they get added to the elimination chamber. So, which I thought, again, that's just essentially a championship contenders match where you have to beat the champion to get a shot at the shot against the champion. Yeah. So that didn't make any sense. I didn't understand that. And I thought it was a waste of a spot. I thought it was a waste of a main event, especially because Bianca won. And she won clean, and poor Bayley took the L yet again.
Yes.
I don't understand what Bayley has to have, like some blackmail on Triple H or something, because she came back and with damage control, and they looked fierce. They looked phenomenal. We're going to finally have a strong women's faction, and nothing. They haven't done anything since. And I don't know. I feel bad for Bayley because she's really freaking good and really talented. And so now we're going to have an Elimination Chamber pay-per-view with no Becky Lynch, no Bayley, and the women's Elimination Chamber match with, it's going to have Carmella, it's going to have Natalya, it's going to have I'm trying to think of some of the other people in there. Raquel Rodriguez,
Asuka's in it.
Asuka and Liv Morgan are the two that I think are the most worthy of being in there. So I don't know. I didn't understand why they did what they did. I still don't understand why Lita came back last week. They never really addressed that. And then I don't understand why Becky Lynch or Bayley couldn't get the win. Either make it by disqualification. You don't have to make Bianca look weak by taking her, but then technically that's a win and they get added to the main event, to the women's chamber. Just do something. And I think it was a cool way too. You could have made the women's chamber look a little different than the men's, right? You have a 7-woman women's chamber and a 6-man men's chamber. It would have to start off as a triple threat because that's what Adam Pearce said. And, I think it would add a little bit of intrigue. You can make things a little bit different. And, who would win between that? Because I think the favorite right now is Asuka, but would Asuka be the favorite if Becky Lynch was in there? Would Asuka be the favorite if Bayley was in there? I don't know. But we'll never know now because they had Bianca win and Bianca won clean. And there's no Becky or Bayley in the women's chamber match. So
I agree with you. And the main event was pointless. There was literally no reason to have it. They just continue to, what is B-Roll saying here? Mr. B-Roll says, was I the only one that got the vibe that it seemed Ray took Dom's table? I don't know. I thought that too. And then that's why Ray was like surrendering it. So maybe he did come in because he's the dad. And if that was a family place, then maybe he has, has the credit there.
You ever seen the movie Date Night with Steve Carell?
100%.
Take the other couple's reservation.
And then it becomes, that's good. That's good. There's wrestling. It was a waste of a main event match. Here's the thing. I keep saying this over and over. Belair, it's time for her to give up the belt. And instead of WWE doing that, I don't know if they just don't believe in anybody else or they want Asuka to finally have her WrestleMania moment that she didn't have when she won the Rumble. But, and I'm not seeing any signs of Belair losing, just like Roman. I'm starting to think Roman's going to win at Mania. I'm starting to think Belair is going to win at Mania, even if she faces Asuka. Why have Belair win again? Or why not just have them like wrestle each other to see who can get in and then have it be like a no DQ and have something interfere? Like, why do you have to have Belair pin Bayley again? If you're trying to get Bayley and Becky at Mania, which I'm all for, you could have got them there by having one of them win and be in the Elimination Chamber, and then somehow the other person costs that person the match and eliminates them in the Elimination Chamber, and then we can build them to Mania. But I'm really starting to get a sense that we are going to have Bayley versus Becky at Mania, and then we're gonna have Damage Control defend the tag team titles against Trish and Lita. I'm really feeling that. I think that's where we're going with this right now. I'd be all for it. Let's see, what is B-roll saying? There was a rumor that Trish and Lita were going to team with Bayley. Yeah, eliminate, but unless they just announce that at the night, which I think would be a big mistake to not hype up Trish and Lita at Elimination Chamber. I don't know. I mean, obviously we know Trish and Lita can still go, but I don't know. I thought it was a waste. I agree with you. I'm sick of seeing Bayley lose. I'm rocking my Damage Control shirt for that reason. They're not even defending their tag titles anymore. I mean, we've been saying this forever. I'm
kind of over them now too. I have zero interest in Bayley and Damage Control anymore. Every time I think, okay, this is gonna be the night it all turns around.
Yeah,
she continues the losing. She continues going down. It's the same thing every week, and I'm kind of over it. And
I agree.
I think eventually the crowd's going to be over it too. Luckily, she's still getting a reaction, but
they kind of are over it in a way. I mean, honestly, just like Rhonda. And here's my thing too, is that I thought
you were making all that noise for Red Vines.
Yeah. Oh, you can hear it?
Yeah, I heard all the pounding back there. I was like, what? I saw you leaning forward and you're grabbing Red Vines. I appreciate I respect the commitment.
Red Vines, you want to sponsor us? I love Red Vines. I love Red Vines over Twizzlers any day of the week. Red Vines. If I see a movie, if I go to an event, when we go to Mania, you'll see me eat Red Vines. Literally, I've been living off. I haven't been eating much lately, and so for whatever reason, I'm eating Red Vines. So it is what it is. I can live off of Red Vines. But anyway, now I've lost track of what we were even talking about. I know we were talking about
the crowd.
Oh yeah, the crowd, and yeah. I mean, I don't know. Let's talk about something positive with crowds. Are you ready? Let's go into Cody and Sami Zayn, because holy cow, did the crowd love that. And I have to say, I was very intrigued on what they were going to do when they added Cody into it, right? Like were they going to keep them separate? And it seemed like it, because Sami cut that thing with Roman and attacked him. And then, Cody cut a thing afterwards and did their thing and so on and so on. But I liked when Sami and Zayn, because Sami was out first, right? Right? What's this? B-roll. That's the quote of the episode. You were making all the noise for Red Vines. Is that going to be the headline?
That's going to be the title. That's going to be the title of the episode.
You don't want to know what I do with Red Vines too? I actually eat Siam and then blow it like a straw, like I don't know. That's what I do. Anyway. Cody so Zayn was out first, right? And then Cody came out, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zayn came out through the crowd with the hoodie on.
With the hoodie on, and then and I didn't think it would work, right? And I kind of like that Cody came out and lit a fire under his butt. He literally came out and was like, "Do you think you could beat Roman?" And Sami said no. He kind of said like, I don't think so. I've seen him wrestle bigger people, better people. I was in there with him. I've seen his mind, how it works, heard him talk, and I don't know if I can. And Cody Rhodes legit put that to a kebab and said, no, you can. And I don't want to see you again until after Elimination Chamber, when it's me versus you at WrestleMania. And I loved it. I loved it, because even though it's not going to happen, I loved it. And it is starting to give me intrigue. And here it is. I'm going to end it on this, because we can talk about this promo forever, because it was fire. And adding in Cody has made this story better again. This damn bloodline story gets better and better every freaking minute. But I'm wondering if this is going to lead to a triple threat match at WrestleMania, which is then going to give Roman the out of keeping his title and keeping his championship. So what say you? That's what I'm starting to get out of this on what they're doing here, that I don't think Sami's storyline is going to end at elimination. I think they're going to go to Mania, triple threat it, and Roman's going to pin one of them. And that'll lead to more story later with Sami wanting his title shot or Cody wanting another title shot and keeping this story going. I think there's too much money in this right now, and WWE doesn't want to end it.
No, I'm starting to lean that way too. I'm starting to lean that in the direction that Roman walks out of WrestleMania with the championship, no matter who he's facing. Because today, I think, is his 900th day as champion, and I think they really want to get him to that 1,000 day. And B, there's money, like you said, like this. I don't know. I could see the rest of the bloodline losing and where they go from there with Roman continuing to win. Something like that. I don't know. But my thing with this promo, it was great. It was yeah, but it was great, but some parts of it didn't land for me. I don't understand why Sami Zayn needed Cody Rhodes' validation and motivation. And that's number one. Number two, the Sami Zayn we had on Friday Night SmackDown was not the Sami Zayn we got on Monday Night Raw. The promo where he's like, you tell Roman he doesn't have to worry about Cody because I'm going to be the one to take him down. Roman Reigns' championship reign is coming to an end because of me. He said all this to Paul Heyman in the backstage with Jey Uso. He's saying, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to be the one to take him down. And I acknowledge you, the right-hand man. You're going to be the head of the table and blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
To Monday night, do you think you can beat Cody or Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I can beat him. I'm going to try my best. I'm going to do everything I can. I just, and it was just like, I don't know. It was great. The acting was great. The storytelling was great. Cody Rhodes has been great. Sami Zayn's promo ability has been fantastic, but I just had a little bit of an issue with the promo itself. The Sami Zayn we got to go back to 90s TV, the Sami Zayn we got on Friday Night SmackDown, where he confronted Paul Heyman and he's confident. And he's supposed to be the most confident he's ever been. He's supposed to be the strongest he's ever been. Roman Reigns just humiliated him at the Royal Rumble after Sami Zayn turned and betrayed the bloodline. And they beat him down. But he needs motivation from Cody Rhodes to go out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the Sami Zayn we got on Friday Night SmackDown to go to the hit 90s sitcom Family Matters, that was Stephon Urkel. The Sami Zayn we got on Monday Night Raw, that was Stephen Q. Urkel. You had the confident, cocky guy who is as hot as he's ever been and the best he's ever been. And he's going to be the one to dethrone Roman to I don't know if I can beat him. He's wrestled bigger people before. And what do you think, Cody? Well, the bloodline has come.
What do you think, Cody?
the bloodline is in shambles because of you. Do you really think I can beat him? I don't think you can beat him. I know you can. It was just like, you can do anything you put your mind to.
Son? Yeah, was that like...
Yeah, like...
Golly, Cody, I'll do my best.
Yeah. Thanks. You're a swell guy. That was my only gripe with it. It was just like, okay, we had cocky, confident, ready to go Sami Zayn, ready to brawl. Look, even the Sami Zayn we got 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, where he speared Roman Reigns and hit him with the chair and came out of the crowd and was beating him down. That's the Sami Zayn I wanted to see. And the one we got on Monday Night Raw, where he's like questioning whether or not he can beat Roman Reigns. I don't know. That was my only gripe with it. Everything else was fire. Everything. I like how I'm glad that they gave us a moment with Cody and Sami. I thought it was a good story. The crowd was into it. The acting's been phenomenal. And Roman Reigns summed up my point exactly when, and I don't know if people saw this, but there's a video of this clip from the promo battle on TikTok going around from the WWE TikTok account. And Roman Reigns actually stitched it and said, if you have to have a pep rally to determine if you can beat me, you don't stand a chance. And then he said that he would see you in Montreal. And that was it. And I'm like, exactly. Why do you need validation and motivation from Cody Rhodes to beat Roman Reigns when Roman Reigns basically killed your best friend. Roman Reigns, they almost killed you. Roman Reigns has treated you like crap for the last 3 to 4 months, but you need Cody to motivate you. I don't know. It didn't land for me.
Well, you know what? I'm not even gonna go on with that. You deserve that moment. Great. Oh, yes. Look at that. Great points from Shooting
People agree
Star.
with me.
B-roll says. Yeah. So I will give you that moment. I'm not even gonna talk. I'll let you go to your next point. I think that was well done. So bravo. I won't even try to play devil's advocate. And
I know I'm in the minority on that. I know everybody, but I don't know. I just had problems with it.
Nah, you have your moment, buddy. What's your last point before we move on to NXT?
All right, Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. Can we stop with the contract signings? I'm over it. I'm over them. They're the exact same. It's wash, rinse, repeat. It's the same thing every freaking week. You have somebody gets beat down, somebody gets put through a table, somebody gets humiliated, somebody gets, I don't remember the last great contract signing that we've had. Maybe it was CM Punk against John Cena with Vince McMahon got involved in like 2011.
When Triple H told him that one.
Yeah, maybe it was Triple H one. I don't know.
Where he basically told the whole world what CM Punk really was, and we all just found out like 6 months ago.
Yeah, something like that. But like we just had a contract signing with Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens right before the Royal Rumble, and what happened? There was a fight, and Roman Reigns got put through a table. He never actually signed the contract, and now we have Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, and you have two guys who are in desperate need of a mic worker for them, a promo, a manager, somebody. But they're Bobby Lashley saying, I read your contract. I had my lawyers read it. I had my manager read it. I had my kids read it. I had everybody read it. And I don't think I'm going to sign it. And then Brock Lesnar's do the same old every single time. And then, Bobby Lashley finally attacks Brock Lesnar, and then he signs the contract. So you're going to sign it. We know we're going to have the match. So can we just do away with contract signings? Like, why does every match need to have a contract signing? And I don't understand it. So that's my rant.
Yeah, and I'll agree with you on that. I think the same thing. I think we are over this. Let me read what Wrestling Guy said. I was thinking the same thing, but like I said, I'm gonna let Shooting Star have his moment because it was such a powerful and good thing. But I agree that there was I did like a couple things. For one, the crowd made Brock Lesnar break. So I really like that.
Yeah,
Brock
that was
Lesnar when they were chanting "Bobby's scared" or what?
Yeah,
right?
Bobby's scared.
Bobby's scared. And then he broke. He was loving it so much. And I did like that. I did kind of enjoy that they set a whole table up, and then Bobby came out and sat at his own table. And I like the mind games being played. I am looking forward to the match. But yes, I do agree. I think we need to move on from contract signings because they are the same. It's either a fight or it is what it is. But really quick, before we go, because we need to move on to NXT. Those red boots by Mr. Seth Rollins. I've been hearing I posted a TikTok about that. I thought he looked like Super Mario. Other people were saying Astro Boy and other things. I did a second segment that the floor was lava. That there was this lava protective boots. What do you see? What say you? Is Seth Rollins going a little too far here? Or are we is it fun? Is it dude, what are you doing? You're trying too hard. What's going on? Before he was dressing up like his wife. Now he's dressing up I don't know.
Yeah, they were something. They were something. And it reminded me, for some reason, I got Back to the Future vibes.
The Nikes?
Like the Nikes, Marty McFly. Even though he didn't really wear boots in that show, in that movie. But I kind of got maybe it was the jeans in the, or I don't know. It was just, it was, they were something. They were something.
They were.
Yeah. And I think they kind of, I thought that was a good segment and a good moment for Seth Rollins and Austin Theory, but everyone's talking about those boots. So that's all everyone's going to remember is those
Pac-Man. Nice.
Yeah, they were Pac-Man boots.
That's so funny. All right. NXT time, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies are just gentlemen. I doubt any ladies listen to us. But I thought NXT once again was pretty good. I just watched it. I watched it a little bit later because yesterday we didn't do it. So I watched it this morning, and I actually thought it was very entertaining. I think Sean is finally kind of I know he's been figuring it out, but I think he's figured this thing out. And even the backstage segments with the date and playing pool and with Pretty Deadly, and I even think the segments, even though cheesy, I think they're good. I think it's teaching these people kind of how to figure out how to get to WWE. And that's what I've really been enjoying. But I want to talk about this JC Jane promo. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was fire. I like that she came out with the all black again. I like that she had a shirt made of her literally kicking Gigi directly into the face through the door. That was the shirt. I wish we can have that shirt made and hopefully they sell it so I can rock it to NXT Stand and Deliver. But I like everything she did. My only thing is that it was, Wrestling Guy. Yeah. NXT crowd was dead. It was silent. They could give two craps about what she was saying. And she even dropped the Janetti line. She was like, what are you going to do, Janetti? Oh, I mean, Gigi. And it didn't even get like like the NXT crowd is usually, they like the dumbest stuff. And they did not care. They gave two craps about it. Poor girl. And she was getting like more aggressive and more like vibrant about it and calling people out and saying she was the next big thing. And it just, I felt so bad for her, but I want her to know, JC Jane, you killed it. I think you're going to go to the moon. I think you're the next big thing, girl, in this women's division, moving on up and hopefully in a couple years to the main roster. So good for you. And I like that she ended her segment with Toxic Attraction was the most over faction going on today, and I'm the last woman standing. I loved it. I thought that was an awesome thing to show that she's even above Mandy Rose. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I loved everything about it. And I think despite the crowd being dead, you can tell that NXT is clearly behind her. And, she's not going anywhere anytime soon. She's not going to be fizzled out or anything now that Mandy Rose is gone. So I did love it. I loved the whole moment, the whole segment, the whole promo. It was great. I hate that the crowd wasn't as into it as as we would have liked. But it gives me hope, too, that, Gigi can come back and be a huge babyface too, and hopefully the crowd gets behind her and and she has the chance to come out and cut a nice babyface promo whenever she does come back. And I'm digging this rivalry, and I think that it's gonna obviously I think it's gonna culminate with the match at Stand and Deliver, and I hope it does. And I'm digging this, and curious to see where JC Jane goes next, because I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right.
And then for me with NXT, I want to talk about the great stuff that Grayson Waller is doing with our boy Shawn Michaels. I'm loving this. I don't know where it's going. I don't know what they're doing. But does Shawn Michaels come back to the ring and face Grayson Waller at Stand and Deliver? I don't know. Could he come back? He's looking better than he has in a while. When he stood up, but I am curious to see where all these shenanigans, all these antics that he's pulling backstage and getting suspended off NXT for a week. Curious to see where they're going. I don't like that he's losing matches, but I think that's kind of furthering the character, and I get that, and that's the reason that he's getting so upset. But still, I think that I can get behind. I'm okay with him losing in that regard, but I don't like that he keeps losing and losing and losing. I think he needs to get some wins here in a little bit. But the stuff with HBK, I love that he went back and we kind of. I like it when wrestling blurs those lines of reality, and it makes you start questioning, like, is this really supposed to be happening? And he's walking backstage, and you see HBK in the gorilla position. He's got the headset on. He's doing his producer thing. And and then all of a sudden, Grayson Waller confronts him, and it's like, okay, is this real? Is this supposed to be happening? Is this I love it when WWE does things like that, and I love it, and I'm like I said, I'm curious to see where it goes.
I agree with everything you said, and I think Waller's opening match was the only thing that the crowd actually got into the whole night. They were chanting, "This is awesome." The match was just amazing. That's a good thing about Waller, is that he is good on the mic, but he's also great in the ring. He's overall just going. He's got a good look, a good vibe. His cocky, heel persona is amazing. It's just everything about him. I'm just super, super digging it. And I like that he went backstage. I don't want it to lead to a Shawn Michaels match, only because I saw Shawn Michaels last match. And if he wrestles Waller, it's probably going to end with a loss. And I don't know. I just love Shawn so much. But you are right. When he stood up in that gorilla position, he looked fit. He looked jacked. He looked ready to go. He could be putting in work. Maybe he's just staying in shape. I mean, a lot of these old retired guys, minus Triple H, they usually get a little out of shape. So it was nice to see him like in shape and doing his own thing. So
it could be the big comeback at WrestleMania this year, because we don't know if we're getting Stone Cold. We know we're probably not getting The Rock to wrestle, at least. So maybe he's the the big.
Oh,
the
you're
big
skipping
fight.
Stand and Deliver. You think Shawn versus Waller at Mania?
No, I think it'll be at Stand and Deliver during Mania weekend, but I don't think. But I think that'll be like the big comeback that everyone's going to be talking about.
And you think Shawn is willing to do a one more match and do it at NXT? Maybe it's because it's his show.
Yeah.
I just feel like a Shawn moment needs a. I mean, he's in my opinion the greatest of all time. So
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it does go to Mania. I don't know.
I don't know. Either way, I think Grayson Waller is about 5 seconds away from going to the big stage, and he needs to have his moments on Raw or SmackDown. So, yeah, man. Yeah. But we'll see. And as always, that's the week in review for WWE. I think it was a fun week. I think NXT's clicking. I think SmackDown and Raw did their things. I think the road to WrestleMania has been beautiful. And I think all the way to Mania until you're here watching it with me, I think we're going to be having some great segments the rest of the way. And hopefully on Friday, tomorrow, we'll have some good things to talk about AEW, right? I haven't watched Dynamite yet, so no spoilers yet. I will be watching it tonight, but no spoilers. But I don't know. By Shooting Star's face, maybe we won't.
It wasn't.
Hopefully. Oh, no. Oh, he's doing the eye roll because he likes it. Is that what it is? Because he likes AEW. Okay. But yeah, hopefully. What about the 3MB chant? There was a 3MB chant?
Yeah, they Jinder Mahal interrupted Braun Breaker's promo.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I actually like that. So I did want to bring that up. I did like that. And I'm all for Jinder losing to Breaker next. I don't mind Braun getting some wins right now because I think he's dropping at Stand and Deliver no matter what. It's Carmelo's time. I think he's winning. He's doing his damn thing. He's winning at Stand and Deliver that title. But all right, man, it's segment time, Shooting Star Press. Are you ready?
Yes,
What's
sir.
our segment today? And good time because we're already a minute over. What's our segment this week?
Well, let's see what we're going to talk. What can we do today?
What time is it? Prediction time. What time is it?
Prediction time.
What time is it?
It is
prediction time with Mr. MWO and SSP. And it's the Elimination Chamber prediction time. And it'll go pretty quick because there's only 5 matches. So not a lot to predict. Let's see here. Let me pull up my list. Let me start from the bottom. Now we're here. All right. You got that one? Okay, let's see here.
Of course.
Let's see here. All right. Let's start with Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. Brock got the last win, right? So we got Bobby winning, Brock winning, and now this is the third, right? So I am going to go this route. Oh, wait, you're first. You're first. I'm not going any route. You're first. You always go first in the segments. What say you, Mr. Shooting Star Press? Who's winning? Brock versus Bobby?
I think Bobby Lashley's going to win. I think Bobby Lashley is going to beat Brock again. Every time they've wrestled, Bobby Lashley is giving it to Brock Lesnar every time. And the last time they wrestled at Crown Jewel, Bobby Lashley had Brock Lesnar beat, but there was like it looked like a botch to me. I don't know if it was or not, but Brock ended up getting some weird victory to where Bobby got really mad and destroyed the ring and threw stuff around. And so I think Bobby Lashley just has Brock's number. And I think Bobby Lashley, he's there full time. He's there every week. But Brock Lesnar is not. And so I think Bobby Lashley's going to get the win. And I think he's going to have help from MVP, maybe Omos, maybe the rest of the Hurt Business. And that's what helps. That's what finally gets him to go back to the Hurt Business. And then I think we'll get Lesnar and Lashley again at WrestleMania, but this time it'll be Hurt Business Bobby Lashley against Brock Lesnar. All
right, I'm gonna be close to what you said. I'm going no contest. I'm going. We are ending Elimination Chamber at 1-1-1, and they will finish it at Mania because I don't think either of them have any plans for Mania. It'll be a perfect thing, and then I think Bobby Lashley has his moment at Mania, defeats Brock Lesnar with the help of the Hurt Business, and we move on to the next night on Raw with Bobby Lashley, Hurt Business. So I'm going to go with the first ever no contest prediction, right? Yeah, I think that's
a good. I didn't think about that.
I think that's what I'm going to go with. Number 2, Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley. This is a tough one. What say you? This is kind of tough.
I think you got to give it to Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
I think they you can't have Rhea Ripley lose on pay-per-view right before WrestleMania. It just doesn't make sense. And I do think we'll get Edge and Finn Balor at WrestleMania again. Or not again, but we'll get them wrestling again, this time at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And Rhea Ripley will move on to Charlotte Flair. But I think Rhea Ripley has got to win this match. And so I think Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor are going to win. And I think Dom Dom's going to help.
Ooh, me too. I have the same prediction. I think we got Balor and Rhea. I think Rhea pins. I think Rhea needs to pin Beth to prove that she's ready for Charlotte at Mania. B-roll says it's got to be Brock and Gunther at Mania. I think so too, but I don't know if they're going there. I don't know.
I wouldn't hate
that
it.
would. Oh, hell no. I would like that more than Lashley and Brock. And I think Gunther beating Brock at Mania would be a huge moment and would help the IC title.
But yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Does Brock go for the IC title, or would Gunther have to lose to Madcap tomorrow night and have it just be, a slap match? I don't know.
Here's the thing. If Madcap beats, I'm going to say this on record. If Madcap beats Gunther tomorrow night on SmackDown, I am done with wrestling. This podcast is over. Just throw it. You can bring somebody else back. I am done. I will never, ever, ever watch wrestling again if Madcap beats Gunther. Yeah. That would be the dumb. I said it with the Acclaimed, and they didn't lose that one time, and then they did it afterwards. But anyway, I got Balor winning. I think it sets up Finn Balor and Edge at Mania, and I think it sets up Ray and Dom Dom at Mania, and I think it sets up Rhea having some momentum going in against Charlotte Flair. So yeah, I think they win. I think they have to. If Edge and them win again, what's the point? Edge has won every single time. We need something. All right, men's Elimination Chamber match for the United States Championship. We got Theory, the champion, versus Mr. Red Boots himself, Seth Rollins, versus Mr. I'm leaving my tag team soon, Montez Ford, versus Mr. I'm not that important in Judgment Day, Damian Priest, versus Mr. Why the heck am I in this match, Johnny Gargano, versus Why the heck am I in this match, Junior Bronson Reed. Who do you got? And yes, I just came up with all those nicknames off the top of my head. That was not
planned. I'll tell you who I don't think it's going to be. It's not going to be Johnny Gargano. That's for damn sure. He wasn't even on Raw this week. You had every other member of the Chamber match on Raw except Johnny Gargano. So you can tell that's how highly they think of him. He's not going to be.
He's a Triple H guy too. So what does that say?
Big time. And he's going to be the first one eliminated. He's going to be. I think he's going to be the first one eliminated, and then I think Bronson Reed will be eliminated. This was a hard one for me because I want Montez Ford to win.
How fun would that be?
I think it would be awesome. I think it would set up. There's been rumors that he's going to get a huge push. He's going to have, I think he would be a great U.S. champion. It'd be a great singles run for him, and then maybe he defends it against a jealous and upset and pissed off Angelo Dawkins at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna go out on I'm gonna say that it's going to be Montez Ford. I'm gonna pick Montez Ford to win. Yeah. Seth Rollins isn't winning. He's not. I mean, Logan Paul's. He's gonna wrestle Logan Paul. Mm-hmm. I don't think Theory's gonna retain because John Cena loved the U.S. Championship, but if he's gonna go up against Cena at WrestleMania, I think that doesn't. You don't need to have a title for that. Mm-hmm. And then Damian Priest. As much as I would like to see him win something in Judgment Day, and maybe they could have 2 titles in Judgment Day, I don't see him coming out of it with the win. Bronson Reed and Johnny Gargano shouldn't even be in the match in the first place. And so that's why I'm leaning towards Montez Ford, and he's going to have a great run with it as a babyface. And then I think Angelo Dawkins will turn heel, and that'll set them up for Mania. Man, that's my pick.
That's a bold move, Cotton. All right, so that's some dodgeball.
I
gotta go. Oh, there it is, Russ. I gotta go Austin Theory. I see what you're saying because I do think it's Theory versus John Cena at Mania. I think that's a given. I know they're not hyping it yet, but I think it's a given. They've been hyping it for freaking a year now. And I think the U.S. title does feel important. I really think Theory comes out. I said this before at Mania with a whole bunch of Austin Theories or some kind of old John Cena entrance that he had done in the past, and Theory takes it from him and he has the spinning U.S. title. I think he goes full force. I think that is his moment. that he needs, and that'll make the U.S. title feel even more important, that he has basically beaten the man who was the greatest, U.S. champion, continues with the spinning belt, and like carries on that legacy of, I'm like the new John Cena. I'm the better John Cena, and the crowd will hate him, and that'll give him some good heel heat. But I don't hate your Montez Ford theory. I think it's clever, and I think we're gonna get Montez Ford versus Dawkins soon. But I like it. Wrestling guy says I think the Miz should have been in it more so than a lot of these other guys. I agree. All right, women's elimination chamber time. Now this one's a little bit different. This is for a shot to lose at WrestleMania against Bianca Belair. So who's gonna earn their shot to lose? We got Asuka, new Asuka with her new face paint. Liv Morgan, I think she's still wrestling and doing things. Nikki Cross, she likes to stare at people. I think that works for her. Raquel Rodriguez, she's getting a push. Natalia, who's, I don't know, wrestling
from Canada.
Who knows? Yeah, from Canada, yeah. And Carmella, who I have to every time see her remember that she is in bed with Corey Graves. So with that said, who do you got coming out and who's going to challenge for the belt at Mania?
Oh man, I don't know. Would WWE pull a swerve and give Natalia the win, because it's in Canada, her home country, and we don't know what's going to happen with Sami Zayn, but Vince McMahon used to treat wrestlers like crap every time they went home. He would have them get squashed or somehow. Maybe Triple H wants to eradicate that. So is there a chance Natalia can leave with the and then lose to Bianca Belair at WrestleMania? I don't think that's going to happen, but I can almost see it though. I can see them giving her the feel good moment of the match.
You're gonna do two? Okay, I was gonna say you're gonna do two out.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna pick Asuka. I think Asuka's she's the winner. She deserves to have a WrestleMania moment. Asuka and Bianca Belair is a better match, I think. And poor Bianca Belair. Asuka and Alexa Bliss were tag team partners, and they were teaming up with Bianca Belair against Damage Control. And now she's lost two of her best friends apparently. But
right,
and they all want her championship. So yeah. I'm gonna pick Asuka to win, but I would not be surprised to see WWE pull something and give Natalia that feel-good moment to where maybe she wins in Canada and then she loses like a match against Becky Lynch or something on Raw for the spot of Mania somehow. And then that's how they give. I don't know. But I'm going to pick Asuka to be safe.
Good pick. I'm going to pick an Asuka too. I think she's the only person who can match up against Belair. I feel like they're trying to make it feel important. All these matches, like every match feels big, right? So I don't think they're going to do a non-big match. I think it's going to be Asuka. The only thing is they took away Asuka's opportunity at Mania when she won the Royal Rumble and didn't let her win. I hope they don't do it again. I think if they are going to book Asuka and Bianca, please Triple H, let Asuka win and have her moment. Yes. Belair has nothing against Bianca Belair. It's done. She is boring. Let's move on from her. Let's get Asuka winning and having her moment on the first night of WrestleMania, not in the main event. All right. It is time. What you all been waiting for. The champion, the man, Mr. Roman Reigns versus the honorary, just kidding, Mr. Sami Zayn himself in Sami Zayn's hometown or just home country. I don't know. Either way, they are wrestling. Big feel match. Who you got?
Oh,
I need one more red vine for this. I need it.
Oh man. Roman Reigns. I mean, I think Roman Reigns is going to win. The question is how does he win? But I think it's a shoe-in that he's going to win. I almost want to go no contest in this one, just like you did it with Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, just so Sami doesn't have to take a pinfall in his home country, and Roman can continue holding the title. Or it's one of those moments like Seth Rollins had at Royal Rumble last year, where he gets choked out by Roman Reigns or something, and so technically Roman loses by disqualification. But I'm gonna say Roman gets the victory. And the question is what about the Usos? Do they come to Canada? Are they able to get clearance to go to Canada? And do they betray, or does Jay betray Sami to cost him the championship? And that's what That's what I don't know. So,
oh man. I mean, I saw what Wrestling Guy just said. Roman Reigns wins with help from Cody. I see that, but I don't, because I think they want Cody to be a babyface, and that would turn him into a heel.
mega heel. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Roman Reigns as well, obviously. How is once again now they never ever do they ever bring up that the Usos aren't going to Canada before they don't? They usually just ignore it, right? So the fact that they brought it up made me lead to believe that maybe Canada has been okay with welcoming them into the country, and they are going to be there, and they are going to cost Sammy. Because here's the thing, though. I think it's going to be a triple threat. I 100% do. I think it'll be a triple threat match for sure. For sure. But if the Usos do get involved, that makes me think maybe it's going to be Sammy and KO versus the Usos, which I'm okay with too. I'm okay with any outcome, because I think, like I said this last week or the week before, if we get Roman versus Cody night 2, and we get Usos versus KO and Sammy night 1 as the main event, those are the 2 main events, I think people are happy. I think they're happy that Sammy finally beat the Bloodline, won the tag team titles, and then if Roman beats Cody, you can move on to that in the future with Sammy eventually getting the win or being the guy to dethrone Roman after his 1,000-day reign. So either way, I'm going with Roman, and I'm excited to see how it all unfolds.
Yeah, and like I said earlier too, Jay doesn't have to necessarily betray him. It could be punishment from Roman Reigns to test their loyalty. You know, he heard what Sammy said. We got to take him down, and I want to acknowledge you. I don't want to acknowledge him. So maybe Roman's getting paranoid and saying, "Do you guys want to take me down? I'm going to test your loyalty, punish you for abandoning the family, test your loyalty to me and the bloodline by having you guys go against your best friend, the guy you claim is your brother, and Mr. Sami Zayn." And then Sammy picks KO as his partner, and then I don't know, and then that keeps the Roman Reigns Sami Zayn feud alive as well too. So many.
That's the thing.
There's so many ways the story can go.
I'm done trying to predict it. So
I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the ride.
Me too. And that ends our special edition of WWE Thursday, huh? Got predictions in, got our things. We went a little bit over again, but we are doing our thing. So I think it was enjoyable.
A solid episode. Thanks for the 4 people that tuned in and joined us
on a non-day with no notice. I like it. So thank you. Thank you.
I told you we may have been a day late, but I don't think we were $1 short. So.
No, we were not. We did our thing.
We brought our A game.
Don't forget, tell your friends about us, that we're the hottest new pro wrestling podcast in the world. So let your friends know. Don't forget to follow, like, 5-star reviews. Wrestling Guy gave us a 5-star on Apple Music and Spotify. So one of them. So we appreciate it. Keep it coming. As always, I am your dude of Wrestle Talk, Mr. MWO.
And I am Shooting Star Press. Find us on TikTok. Again, like you said, subscribe to us. We're at 41 subscribers on YouTube. I want to try to be at 50 by Wrestlemania. So that gives us 2 months to get there, and we can do it. And we're at 22 subscribers and followers on Twitch. I want to be at 30 by Wrestlemania. These are not too lofty of expectations, so I think we can certainly do it. So we keep getting better and better, and we need people to tell your friends about us. So.
Yes, sir.
Keep spreading the word. So with that,
we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be.